Yeah, I mean, when you talk about sacks, a lot of it is the quarterback's got out of the ball. Drake, I don't even think that was his best rush of the season. He had some really good rushes the first and second game. But this one just happened at a great time, and the quarterback got the ball. I think he could have had, and he knows, he should have two more sack fumbles in previous games, but he didn't, do what we had planned. So it is what it is. We're just excited to get after it, Oregon State.
For a guy like him with so much riding on this year, is there any sense of pressure or relief off when he gets that first sack and kind of gets one on the board?
I don't know. I mean, you're going to have to ask him about that, but I know it feels good when you hit the quarterback, and then it feels even better when he has the ball and drops the ball. So, hopefully that's something that he wants to continue to do, and that he focuses on, the now. We talk about going 1-0 today. A lot of what we do right now is what we're going to do in the game. So if he just sticks to the plan and we all stick to the plan of what we're doing, then he'll be successful.
On those past missed opportunities where you thought you could have had more, what was the one point of coaching you had for him and what he didn't do right?
There's a couple different things, but I think for him, it's being consistent. I mean, it's everybody. Everybody's being consistent and understanding who the opponent is. And instead of trying to do your own thing, just stick to the plan and keep doing what the opponent's bad at, attack that. But yeah, he's done a great job. We've had a lot of guys that have done, great in the pass rush game. It's just quarterback lets the ball go, So, yeah, just affecting the quarterback is what we want to do in the room, and I think we've done that.
You talk about Jake's growth, Jake Lichtenstein's growth this season.
Yeah, he's become one of the guys that, is a pillar in our room. Someone that we can count on, like him and Thule and Stanley. Those guys, they're there and they play hard and they go as hard as they can go. So he's definitely become that guy in our room.
One of the adjustments, it seemed like in the game, was the amount of guys that were in a three-point stance. I mean, early you only had basically the nose tackle, and then changed a little bit as the game progressed. Was that something that you guys mentioned to the ends, the guys on the edges, or is that just a personal preference for them?
So it was more of how the game went, right? So offense started scoring a bunch of points, and we know they're going to pass rush, then it's get down and go, and that's kind of how that ended up. But I like our guys to pass rush with whatever stance they're comfortable in. And then whatever they're comfortable in, let's make it the greatest in the world, right? And so I'm never a guy that's you stand up, sit down, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's get off the ball as fast as you can. And what's your favorite thing to do? Well, let's put that into what we do, right? And not limit guys to what they've done their whole life. So a lot of that sometimes comes down to their preference of being in a 2 or a 3.
Do you kind of give them that freedom to do whichever, rather than saying pick one and kind of master that rather than trying to do both?
Well, it's been a progression, right? You pick one and get great at that, and then you pick the next one, and then you progress into, well, I'm good in either stance, and I can get into 2 or 3 and be productive. So guys coming out of high school that were 3-down guys love 3-down, so let's get down to 3-point stance, let's master that in training camp, and then let's do 2-point stance and master that, right? So that's kind of what has gone on throughout this past year and a half.
Why don't you wear sleeves, sir?
What's that?
Why don't you wear sleeves?
They actually give me these clothes. It's issued to me. I didn't. Thanks, Gav.
How was Corey handling not seeing the immediate results, coming in this year?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as with Drake the first 2 weeks and Thule the first 2 weeks. We're winning rushes, and that's all we can do is win the rush and hope the quarterback still has the ball, right? So he's done a lot of good things, and a lot of things he's got to work on. It's just like everybody else in the room, and he's doing well. Like, he's out here practicing, trying hard. So that's all you can ask.